Maverick 100.9 Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss. It's been a long time since we caught up with this guy. Shane Smith is here. Hi, Shane.
What's going on? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, but not near as good as you, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You and I have been kind of catching up on everything that has changed in your life since we last spoke. When we last spoke, well, duh, you were a College Station favorite. That's for darn sure. I know I personally showed up to every single show for like 4 years straight.
Yeah. No,
And
for sure.
but tell me a little bit, since that, we were talking about a sold out show at Red Rocks. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's been an incredible last few years. I think the last time that we had caught up was when Chilifest was having to be held at Wolf Pen Amphitheater, and they were trying to like salvage it during COVID. And anyways, but yeah, I mean, since that time, it's been incredible. We had just just before that, back in like late 2019, we had a bus fire that had, we just had a series of really, really unfortunate events.
Then COVID comes and shuts you down
right,
completely, and
yeah,
you can't even make the money to replace everything that you had just lost.
right, exactly. That was the I don't know, the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will. It kind of like we had an IRS audit also, which didn't help in 2019, like right before all of that, and it was going back to stuff from like 2014 and 15 when we weren't making anything, but it was like I didn't
Just
have everything
kids playing
together,
in a band. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like, oh my God, I don't know how else to say that we have no money to give you. You know what I mean? It was just like one of those situations, but anyways, we had that happen, and then the bus fire happened almost very shortly after that. And then we got into like February of 2020, and then we bought a bus and replaced the old one. And the second we did that, then COVID hit within like a week, I think, of the purchase of that. And so then we had a mortgage, a new mortgage essentially to pay without any ability to work. And so then all of a sudden we got some really great opportunities with some festivals, and then we got featured on the show Yellowstone in season 4, and just slowly but surely, like, all this stuff started happening in our favor. And then we were just asked to go on tour with Whiskey Myers for all last summer, like April to October. And then right at the end of that, we got featured again on Yellowstone's for season 5 and got to be in the show on set and stuff. And so it's been crazy. We're just crazy thankful though right now. So,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little emotional hearing you talk about it, because a lot of that I knew, some of it I didn't, but I've known you guys we've had dinners together before. You are literally some of the kindest humans, and I mean the entire band across the board, that deserve so much, and you're such beautiful artists that your music does deserve. I know people love to gatekeep, especially in Texas. No, you guys can bring joy all over. I think it just now came to me as we were talking how much you deserve it. Like,
no, well, I mean, it's like, that's just life though. Any band, I could name any band that has all kinds of issues and all kinds of things that they're going through. And that's just kind of what you sign yourself up for. But we just really had some extra icing on the cake with those hardships there right before it started to turn around. And so it's definitely making it more sweet, and mean more. I'm glad that aside from the opportunities we've gotten, I'm excited that we've got the opportunity to work again, and actually play like all these festivals that we're getting to do, and the fact that we're not dealing with everything that we were dealing with in 2020 and 2021 with the COVID stuff. And I'm just glad that is past us and we're able to move on with our lives,
I am as well. Now, before all of that, would you have ever seen yourself on a TV show, like physically there on a television set. Is that anything that you ever saw in your future?
Man, I think we have just been so down in the trenches for such a long time that I never even visualized that. Like I never even stopped to think about it because it was just so far from reality,
Yeah. Not to
And
mention it ended up being the biggest TV show that's almost ever aired, period, ever.
right, yeah. And even like that right there is still hard to even kind of fathom. But it's crazy. It's insane. And yeah, I mean we're riding the wave. We're trying to work our butts off and continue to do what we do and make new music.
Absolutely. And of course, you are doing all of that and more, and even riding on back to, well, I guess not College Station, Snook, Texas. You're back
right.
at Chilifest. You go on right before Whiskey Myers. So after touring with them all last year, is this going to be like some cool reunion for you guys?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm so excited that we're getting to play on the same night with them because those dudes they're kind of like big brothers to us. And anyways, it's and we've been listening to their music since before we were a band and before we were, when I was first writing songs. I mean, those were some of the guys that I was listening to in high school and stuff. And so it's just such a full circle thing to, they're probably our closest friends in the music industry and have become that from touring with them. And so it'll be so much fun. And Chilifest in general is like one of my favorite things that we get to play, and it's just the energy is insane, and everybody's just so ready to go, and the fact that we're getting to do that with those guys will be a blast.
Well, that's always the question I have to ask because you have played Chilifest numerous times. What's your favorite Chilifest story? And you can go as crazy as you want.
I've got a couple real quick, like short stories. One of which that's always just stuck with me is at a point where we were still very, very much, we're still cutting our teeth now, and at the time that we did this, we were very much, cutting our teeth. And I think we were touring out of an old RV at the time, this 96 Gulfstream. It looked like a Cousin Eddie, like RV thing. We were asked by the committee members for Chilifest. They came up to me at the end of the night, and I was pretty tossed at this point. We'd already played and had a lot of hours of downtime after this, and so I had just been hanging out. And I guess there was another act that had told them he was going to like perform like a private little like acoustic thing for some of the members, and then I guess that person like flaked out last minute and was like not going to do it anymore.
Oh.
And so they came to me and were like, "Is there any way you can salvage this?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. Do you have a guitar or whatever?" And we just grabbed a guitar, and me and Bennett went back there and ended up playing for I don't know how long for all these board members. And I think that was the first time that a lot of them even really got to like hear our stuff or anything like that. And it just seemed to go a long way. And it was just one of those cool kind of memories that has stuck with me. And another time, which it might have been the same night for all I know, but me and Bennett, our fiddle player, the guy I started the whole thing with back in like 2009, he and I were like, we didn't want to go to the hotel. We just wanted to stay out there. And so we just sent the guys on, and we just kind of went wandering and went through all the different like,
builds.
tent sites and all the different builds, and just like, we were just in the thick of it with all these fraternities and stuff. And then he and I just like woke up, each of us on a different table, like we fell asleep, like we couldn't find anywhere to fall asleep. And so we just fell asleep on a table. Each of us found one apparently. And that has always stuck with me, waking up like right at sunrise at Chilifest like that. Anyways. Yeah. And then the other like big memory that I have of that festival, and I think it was the first time that I ever felt like, man, maybe we do have a shot at this, like a real shot at this career, and it was after we put out the song "All I See Is You," and it was doing really well on Texas radio. But no one else, we were touring all throughout the country even at that point, but we hadn't built up a fan base throughout the country yet. Anyways, I just remember dropping into the bridge of that song at Chilifest, and like all just a mass of college kids singing it back and just like losing their minds, like singing it so loud. And I remember that was the first time ever I had experienced that with one of our songs, and it was at that festival. And anyways, and then it was incredible in the moment, but then I saw the footage of it after, and it just kind of like reassured, like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is picking, it seems like maybe this could be somewhere in DC as well, or somewhere in Seattle as well at a festival, around the US. And that thought has literally kind of manifested into this thing, I feel like, over time. And it's very full circle to think about, for sure.
That's so funny, because when I made the Chilifest commercial this year, that's the song I used. You just hear,
Oh, that's awesome.
All I see is you. It gets you so pumped, but I didn't know that was that moment, which every artist remembers when they hear their own song sung back to them for the first time. And I'm so glad it was at Chilifest. God, I have been waiting all day to talk to you about your Chilifest stories. Boy, you got an abundance of them.
No, I definitely do. We fully embraced all aspects of that festival at one point or another.
Well, now you need to envision in your mind, because I know this to be true. This year's Chilifest, April 1st, you're going to hear every song you guys have ever performed sang back to you and I can't believe I get to be there for it,
Yeah, it'll be awesome. I'm really excited that I've been wanting to go back and just back out to Snook in general. And anyways, yeah, I'm glad we're getting to do it. I'm glad we're getting to do it with Whiskey Myers.
And there you go. A little tip for you. You never know when you wake up the next morning, who's just going to be passed out on your table. So
you never know, for sure. You gotta watch out. Dude, no doubt.
Well, Shane, thank you for giving us the catch up here on Maverick. We're so excited to see you.
Absolutely. And thank you for taking the time. And I'm excited to be back out there.